Okay, this is my smaller scrap rack shelving unit. This shelving unit is from IKEA, and it's technically like garage shelves. And you buy the side pieces, and then all these are shelves. And then once you put it all together, you put these X braces on the back, and it's very, very sturdy. They use it for like pantries and stuff, or your garage, or for your garage. And then I stained it all this dark walnut stain from Lowe's. But my scrap rack is up here, my smaller one. This is a 2-unit one. This is what I keep all of my stamps in. All the stamps that I buy, I have a video on this. So you can watch that. I keep my extra empty scrap rack pages. The empty ones I keep in here until I need it for space, and then I'll take them out if I need the space. Some small thin dies, and then back in here is where I keep all of my metal, like spellbinders and those kind of dies on these hard. And I've lined the whole thing with a magnet, so it all sticks really nicely. And then they're all labeled, so when you look at my catalog, you know where to go to get that particular whatever label it is that you're looking for. So, but I have a video on all that. Okay, down here is my punches. All of these are punches. I have 8 of them, and all they are they're iris boxes that I've taken the lids off. So when I get new punches, all I have to do is find a spot. Like, I'm really full now. They're really full, so if I did buy a couple more punches, I would probably have to go ahead and put another shelf and start another row of shelves underneath with more. And they're all labeled. This is the locations. And these are those labels that I was telling you about that had their sticky back. Sorry, I'm not pointing right. But they're sticky back, so you can just pull out the paper and replace it if I say I change my mind on what I want to call that. Okay, and then down here is a current project that I'm sort of not working on. It's just there. Puppy. That was my puppy. Okay, here is a wicker basket, and this is where I keep my laminator and my my hot laminator and my cold laminator. And the extra cartridge for the cold laminator in there. And then next to it is this is where I keep extra envelopes. And these down here is like the little bags that if you want to sell your cards or gift them or something. So, and then there's envelopes, and all these are like from Michaels. They're just like little envelopes. So that's what's in there. And then here, these are the Totally Tiffany containers, which I've altered that one a little bit. This is where I keep all of my plates, my Cotobug plates, my texture fades, and my Stampin' Up! Plates. Is all in this one. There's my Big Shot. And then there is another bin of notebooks. And this is really cool over here. It's where I keep this little thing from Office Max or Office Depot. And this is where I keep my big labeler. It fits perfect in there. And this is one of those extra long reach staplers. So I keep it back here. And then up here is my Xyron Creative Station or Create Station here. And then my Scan and Cut right here. Okay, so that's all that one. Okay, and also, in order to get these spine things, the spinders is what they're called, off of the scrap rack, you have to stick something back under there or you'll bend it or break it. So they always say use a bone folder. So I always keep a bone folder right here so I can get a spinder off anytime I ever need to. Okay, and this is my last wall here. This is some of the projects that I've done. up in here. And that's the new Graphic 45, real thin. It's almost like wrapping paper, but that's all new. And this is my large scrap rack. This is my rainbow section. So I have everything in here in rainbow order. Let me move it. And I used to keep my metal embellishments in here, which I've already showed you I have in that other cabinet, but it was too hard and it weighted it down and didn't fit in there just right, so I took all that stuff out. So everything's got, like, here's the red, and you can see I've got like red ribbon in there, and then like as it goes, like here's green, and I've got my ribbon in there along with all my cardstock. Any like paper embellishments that are green I put in here in these little scrap rack pages, die cuts. And the colors, I keep all of the embellishments, so like brads, buttons. The only things that I took out was the metal, the like gold, copper, silver, antique bronze, all that stuff is what I took out. But I left all the color in here. So moving on down, I have tons of brown. I like more neutral colors. So I kept all the brown stuff in here. All the different colors of grommets and brads, buttons and stuff. And then I even have a section that's clear, so it's got all the colors, black, white, all the way down to all the colors, and then black, white, clear. And in the clear section I have all these, you know, those pages that they're acrylic and you can see through them. So they're all here. And then also my full acrylic sheets, plastic sheets for projects are in here, as well as like the Tim Holtz clear. And then I have bags, treat bags, and all the different bags that you would use in here. And then I move on into like the gold, and see I've taken a lot of these are empty because I've taken them out. I've left like the gold glitter paper and regular like gold paper. And then back in the back is where I keep all of my months, so, or my like winter, spring, so that's gonna be Christmas and Valentine's Day. Is it winter? Yeah, Christmas and Valentine's Day. So there's more Christmas, and then it's still more winter, spring. And then I go into summer, fall, which is going to be like 4th of July. Fall would also be Halloween. And then moving on into my Graphic 45. So this is where I have a video on this too, of how I keep my Graphic 45, and where this is just the cover sheet in here, so I know what collections that I have. And then I have locations up here that I'll show you in a minute where I keep the actual Graphic 45 paper. So I have as many collections as I can possibly collect. I have a couple more blank ones in here because I'm always collecting Graphic 45. It's like my one paper line that I collect. This is all my Tim Holtz paper. And then I have other categories, more themes, animals, and I have them, all the dividers I have labeled. So there's animals, then I have birthday, home, kitchen, rainbow. That rainbow is that section that when you get a paper that has all the colors in it, too many colors, and you don't know what to do with it. Like that one, to me, is rainbow. Little embellishments that just seem to have every color in them. So, and then I have a travel section back here. So this is matte paper, anything that I would kind of consider travel. So that's all my scrap rack. And down here is, this is just a bunch of different different things. Let's see. This one is a lip balm. It's lip balm, empty lip balms and the little fillers. It was a project that I was gonna work on. I haven't yet. And this is all my foil. So that's all foil, and this is all easy mount. So that's what's all in those three. And then this one is really super heavy. This one is my vintage finds. Things that I find in flea markets, and just, they don't even have to be vintage. They just have to be rusted. So it's just old junk is what's in there. And it's super heavy. Okay, and then this one is my craft paint. I've done a video on this. It's where I store all my craft paint. So if you want to look at the video on that, if you want more information. Okay, now this is where I keep my thick dyes. This is where all my thick dyes are. This one, and then I have them in here, as well as my, these are my sewing ones for my sewing, quilting. And there. And then down here is where I keep all of my chipboard and cardstock. So it's all size, well, it's full sizes, 12 by 12s or 8.5 by 11. These are extras of those envelopes. So I have extras of those. And this is a really cool music, let me pull it out. It's a music book. It's old and beat up, and it's really great for, I use some of it for decorating and stuff with. It's very, very damaged and old, but I love it. Okay, now this is all where I store all my Graphic 45. Right now I have 16 containers. I've got one that's up on my desk that I was working with. That's got all my typography paper. So I'll just kind of pull one out and show you. So I usually keep 1 or 2 lines or 1 or 2 collections in each one. Whatever fits, really. I try to keep the Halloween together and the Christmas together and such, but doesn't always work out. So this is all my, this is an Erie tail, so it's the 12 by 12, the 8 by 8. I try to get all of the parts. So there's an extra 12 by 12, 6 by 6, and then every one of them has a folder in here. This one just happens to be empty because I haven't done any projects with this collection yet. But so anytime I have pieces, because Graphic 45 is the one that I keep every single scrap, every tiny little piece. And down in here this is all well, the Magic of Oz. So this is all, it's an older line. Well, it's retired. Most of these are retired. And then here I have the envelope with all the scraps, because I've done a project with that. So that's how I keep my Graphic 45, which is probably the #1 paper line that I use. I have up in my scrap rack a lot of things from Stampin' Up! Because I did Stampin' Up! For a couple years, but this is what I really love. And back in the very corner, back in there, in that sort of dead space, is my little cuddle bug. So I keep that. Okay, now this is a little cubby that I found at Hobby Lobby, and there's a couple of projects that I've done, little found item. And then these all have cards that I've completed. So here I've got, well, this one has vanilla envelopes and white envelopes. And then here is, I got a little bit of a glare, get well cards, blank cards to make them whatever you want, thank you cards, what is that, more blank, here's friend cards, thinking of you, holiday, and birthday. And then I just cut a little bit of the burlap to kind of, just so it looks a little bit more cohesive in the front. Okay, so that's my room. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below or message me if you have any specific things that you would like more information on. I'd be happy to as best I can. So, all right, enjoy.